Welcome back to Inside the National. Still to come on this half of the show, which local side will be playing in December's Club World Cup? The Pro League is hotting up. And music to our ears will bring you highlights from the Sounds of Arabia Festival in the capital. But first, international news. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu heads to Sharm el-Sheikh tomorrow for meetings with Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak. Reportedly on the agenda, major regional threats, including Iran's nuclear program and cooperation on trying to kickstart the failed peace process. This is Netanyahu's first meeting with an Arab leader and his first official trip abroad since taking office. Michael Jabri-Pickett joins me now on the foreign desk. Michael, we've got Netanyahu's first official foreign visit and yet no sign of his foreign minister, Avigdor Lieberman. Can we read something into that?
I don't know if we can read anything too politically sinister into it. I think you have Lieberman, who made comments last year that Mubarak can go to hell because in the 30 years that he's been in power, he has yet to visit Israel as on an official state visit. And that's why Lieberman is probably not there, because it's just easier not to include him at this point.
So what would you expect each of these two leaders from Israel and from Egypt to hope to bring home from tomorrow's discussions?
Well, I think Netanyahu needs to be able to show to his right-wing coalition partners that he is tough, that he will not kowtow to Mubarak or Obama. And I think Mubarak needs to show to the U.S. as well as to the Egyptians that he is trying to get the Arab peace plan across. He is trying to encourage Netanyahu to recognize the way forward is the two-state solution.
So you say that Netanyahu is kind of wedged between the right-wing members who he tried to entice into this coalition, this fragile coalition that he's got at home, but he's also on the other side got Obama, who says he wants a two-state solution, and the Arab partners in the area are definitely pro-two-state solution. So he's trying to find a middle ground here? Or?
I think he just needs to prove to Obama, to Mubarak, and to King Abdullah in Jordan that he is aware of the issues of the Americans as well as the Palestinians and the other Arabs, and he needs to do what he thinks is best, but he also needs to be able to prove that he can play the game, and by that he needs to get everybody thinking that he is a serious peace partner.
And I guess we've got both Netanyahu and Mubarak heading into meetings with U.S. President Barack Obama, separate meetings with U.S. President Barack Obama later this month. That's got to add a bit of urgency to these talks.
Definitely, I think so. On May 18th, that's when Netanyahu is scheduled to meet with Obama. So from tomorrow, which is the 11th, till the 18th, you have a 7-day period when that will determine, I think, a lot of the success for Netanyahu's right-wing government, but also it will help him figure out, as well as his friends in the region, how serious he is about a two-state solution. This is something he hasn't acknowledged. He hasn't said that there should be a two-state solution. He said that we need to come up with some economic ways for the Palestinians, especially the Palestinians in Gaza, to improve their livelihood, but he hasn't fully endorsed the two-state solution.
Pakistan's government lifted a curfew in the Swat Valley for 7 hours today, allowing civilian residents to escape intense fighting between the army and Taliban militants. 200,000 people have already fled the fighting. The UN estimates another 300,000 want to flee but have been trapped by the curfew. Pakistan's Prime Minister says every effort is being made to protect civilians.
This is a guerrilla war, but it is a resolve. That it is a resolve of the army that there should be minimum collateral damage.
The army says the militants are on the run after the deaths this weekend of over 150 Taliban fighters. A gas pipeline exploded in southwest Moscow early this morning, sending flames 100 meters into the air and setting buildings and cars ablaze. Several people were injured, but no deaths have been reported. Analysts say Moscow's aging network of gas pipelines is a likely cause of the explosion. Pope Benedict has praised Jordan's respect for religion. The German Pope's tour of the Middle East this week is his first since a speech he made in 2006, which offended some Muslims.
One of Jordan's top religious leaders thanked the Pope for working to repair that tension.
As a Muslim, I bid Your Holiness welcome today, as we understand this visit to be a deliberate gesture of goodwill and mutual respect from the supreme spiritual leader and pontiff of the largest denomination of the world's largest religion to the world's second largest religion.
The Pope travels tomorrow to Israel and the Palestinian territories.
There are just 3 games left in the Pro League and just 2 teams that can still have a chance to win it. Football editor Tom Woods joins me now. Tom, let's take a look at the table as it stands right now.
Yes, well, Ali are top by 3 points. Now they're a team who've really surprised quite a lot of people this season. They're just chugging along for most of the season. Al Jazeera, who spent a lot of money in the summer, led for a long way. Then there was a big match back in January. Ali went to Jazeera's ground and beat them 4-2, turned things around. Since then, they've been setting the pace.
Okay, you mentioned Al Ahly. They take on Al Ain tomorrow, and that's not strictly an away match, is it?
No, I mean, Al Ain were meant to be playing at home, but they've had 2 warnings already this season about the behaviour of their manager, Winfried Schäfer. He's quite a fiery German, but also their fans. There's a huge fight on the pitch when they played against Al Nassr, another team from Dubai, earlier in the season. More trouble at the second game against Al Nassr, and then against Jazeera, which was 2 weeks ago, a fan threw a mobile phone which hit one of the Jazeera players, so they've been banned from the stadium for the rest of the season. So they'll be playing in Abu Dhabi at, ironically, Jazeera Stadium against Ali from Dubai.
It's getting messy and complicated.
Yes, exactly.
So Al Nassr face Al Jazeera tomorrow evening. Their most expensive player will not be there.
No, Rafael Sobis, Brazilian international, is out for the season.
Why?
Possibly 6 months. He's done a cruciate ligament in his knee. Normally that takes at least 6 months, sometimes longer, it depends on the player, but he's definitely out for the season.
And there's more than just the championship at stake between those 2 teams, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, this is the subplot for all of it. The Club World Cup, only one representative from the UAE goes in, it's league champions, that's in December. There's 3 games played